Alright, we're going to get started soon. Alright, welcome to the next game show for the night, the second and last game show. This is a live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. You're allowed one guess per comment, as many comments as you would like. We do have a Hall of Fame for everybody who's ever earned a point on this game show, as well as a Hall of Support for everybody who's shown support, and a Hall of Champions. Whoever earns the most points on the scoreboard who's not already on the Hall of Champions will enter into the Hall of Champions. One person enters every single stream. Every single stream, somebody enters. Hey, Javier. Welcome, Javier. Welcome, Javier. We're going to go ahead and go ahead and get started in about 15 seconds. Welcome back, Javier. This is the second and final game show for the night. We will get started with Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I am making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. Squeak. Hey, Baronator. Just for fun, he's streaming right now. Hey, Mike Tones. Sword is correct. Baronator, welcome. Mike Tones, welcome. Mike, I wanted to, real quick, let me add you to the scoreboard, Mike. Mike, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Mike, I wanted to say thank you. I ended up using the name you had suggested for the game with no name yesterday. It's I keep forgetting it. Justifiable Thoughts. Justifiable Thoughts. So I appreciate that. So that game now is called Justifiable Thoughts. We've been playing a lot of rounds. We've been adding new questions every single time we play. All right. Hey, Johnny Biz, welcome. Oh, the book came in. Awesome, Baronator. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. I put a lot of work into that book. Anybody curious? He's talking about my book called Beyond Solitaire. If you like it, I would love if you left a review on it. You'd probably be the first one so far. All right, we're going to play another round of Guess That Balloon. You like it? Awesome. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you do. That was my very first book I've published. I plan on having another one published in the next couple of months related to games. And I appreciate that, Baronator. You listen to what I was talking about either. I appreciated that, Mike. Baronator, I'm super glad you're liking the book so far. Oh, you saw the book that Bronny got? I really need glasses. Yeah, it is. It's 52, dude. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Where's my balloon? All right, we're gonna play another round of Guess That Balloon. Yeah, I put a lot of work into that. I have another game book coming in a couple months or less. It depends. I'd like actually to have it done before I move, but I'm not 100% sure when I'm moving. First person to correctly guess what I'm making within 2 guesses, we're going to point on the scoreboard. I'm so glad you guys are liking the book, though. Swan would be correct. That is a point for Mike Tones. go. Mike, you're at 2. All right, moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. Actually, we're gonna move on to justifiable thoughts. We're gonna move on to justifiable thoughts. All right. Uh-oh, I lost the letters. Here they are. Here they are. We're gonna move on to justifiable thoughts. All right, you're allowed as many comments as you would want. One answer per comment. First person to have a justifiable answer will get a point on the scoreboard. Name something that is red, starting with the letter T. First person to name something that is red, starting with the letter T. Oh, a tomato. Man, I thought that said tornado. Hey, Stephen Knight, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. All right, tomato is red. I'll give the point to you, Javier. Welcome to the scoreboard as a former champion. You are entered in as pink. Every name who's entered in as purple, which is none so far, are competing to enter the Hall of Champions. But that is not determined until the end of the stream. That is okay. All right. Name something you would find in a purse starting with the letter S. Name something you would find in a purse starting with the letter S. We do use my screen as a tiebreaker. Sunglasses. You would find sunglasses in a purse. That is another point for Javier. You call justifiable thoughts. If I disagree with your answer, you still have to be the first one to say it, though. But if I disagree with your answer, you can always dispute it. Sunglasses in a purse? I know my mother carries sunglasses and in her purse. So, yeah. I would say you could find sunglasses. How would they fit? Sunglasses are really small, purses are really big. Moving on. We're going to play another round of justifiable thoughts. Name a profession or job that starts with the letter A. Stephen, in the U.S., it is, that's called a wallet. We do have a lot of players here. Accountant. We do have a lot of players here from the UK and the US. I'm very careful not to do US specific questions overall because only a third of the people here are from the US. So I do try very hard not to do US specific questions. Mike Tones gets the point for accountant. Oh, you said you were first? Hold on, let me see. What did you say first? You said archer. Awesome, Baronator. All right, so it was accountant for A. I'm going to pop out the chat. We do have to have some way to break ties. With how the internet works, it might show many people on your guys' screen that you all said it first. So we use my screen to break the ties. Let me zoom in a little bit more. How it works is I actually get the messages first on your screen. If you send it very close to somebody else in real life, it'll show many people on their screen that they got it first. However, since I'm hosting, I get the messages first, so we go off on my screen to break any ties. So Mike Tone said accountant, and then you said archer. So that is going to be final. We do try to keep this environment as fair as possible, as fun as possible, and as friendly as possible. So we're going to continue on to another round. Cool. But you can always check, and I will always pull up my screen because I do make mistakes. So moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you plug in starting with the letter M. Name something you plug in, starting with the letter M. Hey, Tuesday, welcome to the stream. We do try very hard to keep this as fair as possible. You do. Oh, a mouse. I was thinking the animal mouse. You're flip-flopping between streams. Okay, I would agree. You would plug in a mouse to a computer. I was thinking the animal, and I'm like, you do not plug in an animal. But all right, Javier, on my screen you said mouse first, and as the first guess, that makes sense. Javier, you're at 3 points. We currently have nobody in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. One person enters the Hall of Champions every single stream. That poor mouse. Moving on to another round. Name something. Oh, wrong card. Name something you can put on a pizza, starting with the letter B. Name a pizza topping, starting with the letter B. Where's your point for tomato? Steven, I will go back and check and see if you said tomato first. Bacon. Be correct. I will check in 1 second. First person to get that point was Mike. Javier did get tomato. I will check, though, and I will show you. Same thing as before. Since I'm hosting, I get the messages first. Yes, on yours, I bet on both of your guys' screens it said you both got tomato first. I am going up, though. We use my screen as a tiebreaker. Oh, man, give me a second. All right, here is my screen. Having it zoomed in really far so you guys can see it. Javier said tomato first. Typos do not matter in every game except for password. And then Steven, you said tomato right under. So I'm sure on both of your guys' screens it said you got it first. We do use my screen as a tiebreaker. And I'll even show you that was the start of the round. With tomato, if we go up, we were on Justifiable Thoughts. Swan was the game before that. All right, moving on. Hey, Caesar, welcome to the live game show. Caesar, I think you've been in here before. I'm doing good. How are you? Moving on to another round of Justifiable Thoughts. Name something you could find in a park, starting with the letter A. Name something you could find in a park. Thank you, Caesar. I appreciate that. I plan on doing them for a while. You could find an apple. Hey, James M, welcome back. You could find an apple in a park. Mike Tones said it first on mine. You could find all you guys, apple tree, ants, acorns. They were all right. Giving it to the first person who said it would be Mike Tones. Mike, you're at 4. Moving on to another round. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm having a technical difficulty. I will add this time to the end. These are 2-hour streams. I'll be back in 1 minute. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry guys, I'm back. Sorry, I am back. Had a technical difficulty. It is over. I'll be adding 30 seconds to the end of the show. All right, carrying on. Whoever subbed, this fireworks for you. All right, these are 2-hour streams with the champion announced at the end of the stream. One person does enter the Hall of Champion every single stream. Moving on to another one. Name something that you open. Name something that can be opened, starting with a D. This firework is for whoever just subbed. Name something you open, starting with the letter D. Oh, Caesar, I hope to see you back. Oh, wow, Baronator, that is a crazy day. Door would be correct. Oh, dog food. I see. Sorry, I see Javier said dog food first. I got to give it to them. He said it first. You do open dog food. I'm sorry. I thought you said door first, but then I realized it's kind of hard because he's a moderator and his name's Blue, so sometimes I just miss it. Javier, that is a point for you. So we currently have 147 people in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is anybody who's ever earned a point on this game show. Anybody who's ever earned a point is on the Hall of Fame. We have 147, and we have 38 people in the Hall of Champions. He did not say it first. Let me check. Tiebreaker again. Tiebreaker again. Pulling up my screen, we have Javier said dog food. It was something that it can be opened, starting with the letter D. And he said dog food, and then Steven, you said door. I know it's, you're not the only. A lot of people go through this, and everybody who is, especially who's been here for the days or weeks that I've been doing this. I'm doing it for about a month now. They learn to trust that I've been making games for years, and the integrity of being fair is very important to me. It's very important, especially when it comes to games. And I will still pull it up anytime you ask. Hello, Olive. Why did I cut my hair? I just do it often. I do it often. So, moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you would find in an office starting with the letter I. Name something. Also, the latency is different sometimes. Name something found in an office starting with the letter I. Ink would be correct. That is a point for Steven. James, you were a close second. That one was you, Steven. That one was you. James was a close second, though. Here we go. Yeah, another thing, Steven, and I'm going to admit that this is not as fair, and I can't have any control over this. Sometimes when people have a bad internet connection, so if you're at home and you have 10 people on your Wi-Fi, you're just going to be slower. And so I do multiple streams a day, 6 days a week, and sometimes even regulars who come every single day don't have a good internet connection that time, and they have to come back for another stream. And I'm sorry, I can't control every factor, but I do my absolute best to try to make it as fair as possible. Give me a second. Stephen Knight, welcome to the scoreboard. And Stephen, it looks like this is your first. Welcome to the scoreboard. It looks like this is your first time earning a point in this game show, which means you are entered into the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. Hey, David, welcome back. When a mod is second, they jump to first. I don't think that is how that works. It is just internet connection. Yeah, I haven't had that problem. I don't think that's how that works, because it's just who sends the messages first. He doesn't all of a sudden get his message sent here faster because he's a mod. I don't think so. Yeah, he's lost plenty. All right, moving on to another one. Ooh. Things with an odor. We're playing Justifiable Thoughts. We are playing Justifiable Thoughts. Name something with an odor, starting with the letter R. Rats do have odor. That is a point for Mike Tones. Where is my marker? Steven, saying it is you again. Mike Tone said rat. Steven. So I'll try to do a more in-depth thing. So how the internet works is when you are sending something over the internet, it breaks down the message, the video, the image, the text, whatever, into little packets that sends from your phone through the air as a signal to the Wi-Fi, and it gets sent all the way across the world, depending on where you are. through cables that are literally underground into the ocean. I mean, this is an extensive, the internet is an extensive connection that people really don't know how hardwired it actually is to a degree. Anyway, you get your phone, when you type it in, you're gonna send these little packets through your Wi-Fi all over the world, okay? And they're gonna be sent to, well, they're technically gonna be sent to a database, and then it's gonna get sent to me and stuff. But anyway, on your phone, it is easier for your phone to put that message on your phone before it has to send it to the world and back. So on your phone, it's going to say you sent it first if you send it very close in time to somebody else. And we have to keep it fair. And to keep it fair, we have to have a way to break ties. So we do use my screen to break the ties. Since I'm the host, I'm the one getting the messages. Also, another thing is if it was, yeah, you could refresh your stream. You could try playing on a computer. You could try getting on your Wi-Fi from your thing. Hey, Mr. Random, welcome back. Hey, Christina, I'm feeling much, much better. I'm feeling much, much better. We are going to move on to another round of justifiable thoughts. This is where you guys must give me an answer, starting with a certain letter. The answer can be a word or a sentence, but the beginning must start with the letter. Name something people do in the morning, starting with the letter N. It could be a word or a sentence. I've definitely taken naps in the morning. Mr. Random, I would not have accepted nukes. I've definitely taken a nap in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and give that point. Awesome, Christina. We'll be here. It's not necessarily that they have an advantage. Just sometimes different pieces of technology can have different connections. For example, if your phone is 10 years old and your laptop is 1 year old, your laptop might be better, and vice versa. Nap in the morning, WTF, what is the morning? Between midnight and noon, that is 12 hours, a half the day. Or even 6 hours, wherever you want to. I've definitely woken up at 6 in the morning. I've had to take a nap at 10 a.m. It is called justifiable thoughts, and I've definitely taken a nap in the morning before. Continuing on to another round of justifiable thoughts. That's a good point too. I also used to have to work overnight and take naps in the morning, so. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something that has lights, starting with a C. Name something that has a light. Car would be correct. Point for you, Javier. Steven, that is not you. Javier said car here. Steven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You were the 5th person, Steven, to say anything. Moving on. That is final. This is not ridiculous. This is technology. I'm sorry that I don't know how to explain it, and I'm sorry that it is not. We just have to have some way to make it fair. I'm sorry. You said it in an instant, but what about the 4 people who said it in an instant before you? They also said it in an instant as well. First person to name a hobby, starting with the letter E. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Eating. Eating. I will give a point to you, Mr. Random, for eating. I definitely like to try new foods. Yeah, and some people are competitive eaters. That's what originally came up in my mind. So, Mr. Random, that is a point for you. Welcome to the scoreboard, and as a former champion, you are being entered in as pink. Moving back on, it'll go a lot more smoothly now. Moving back on to another round of justifiable thoughts. The first person to name something you can find on the internet starting with the letter O. Missed that. Name something you can find on the internet starting with the letter O. It can be a word or a sentence. Just must start with the letter O. Olives. You guys could have named anything with the letter O because I can look at a picture of an olive, an ostrich, an orange. Yep. Olives, Mike Jones. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something so heavy a human could not pick it up, starting with the letter R. Hey, Paki, Rahu, and David, welcome back. Rhino would be correct. Paki Rahu, I'll give you that point. Paki Rahu, welcome to the scoreboard. Oh, I forgot to give you your point, but I added you. Welcome back. David, did you say you were definitely first? What? You didn't even say anything. All right, moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Oh man, fair, fun, and friendly. I really am appreciating all the gamers that keep coming back for good fun times. I'm glad we can keep it fair, fun, and friendly. Oh man. All right. Oh, I know it was. It took me a second, but I know. I even scrolled back. I'm like, you didn't even say anything. I just started laughing. Name something that's green, starting with the letter N. We'll get to it eventually, Johnny. Name something that's green, starting with the letter N. I'm going to give it to Mike for notebook. I tried to Google what color a nuke was, and it said the nuclear explosion is the color of pure pain, and I don't know what color they make nukes. But I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, there's nothing to be sorry about this. We're all joking around, and it's funny. You're good. But Mr. Random, I tried Googling the color of nuke. It said it's the color of pure pain. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Mike Tones for saying notebook. Oh no, Dovey, you're good for joking around. You know, we're all keeping it friendly and stuff, and it was funny. It just took me a second to realize what was going on. Mike, you get the big boom boom. You get the point. Name something that's loud, starting with the letter F. Name something loud, starting with the letter F. Don't stress the host. I'm all right. Family is loud. Oh, fridge was said above that. I don't know if I would consider a fridge being loud. I don't know if I've ever in my life heard a loud fridge. So I'm going to give it to family on that one. I'm going to give it to family because I just don't think I've ever heard a loud fridge. But now if I'm thinking about it, I've never worked in like a kitchen. And I don't know if they have industrial sized fridges that are really loud. So I don't know, but I'm going to give it to family because I've still personally never heard a loud fridge. Just trying to be fast. Okay, well, I was trying to justify it for you. I just couldn't think of it. Mike, you're going to get the point for a family. Something you would find on a farm, starting with the letter K. Something you would find on a farm, starting with the letter K. Hey, Lord Ajax, welcome back. Welcome back, Lord Ajax. We are playing Justifiable Thoughts. Name something on a farm, starting with the letter K. Kangaroo could be found on kangaroo farms. That starts with the letter K. That's another point for Mike Tones. Lord Ajax, I don't think I've seen you since you entered the Hall of Champions. Welcome back. We're trying out a new game called Justifiable Thoughts. This is where I have you guys name something, and then I give you a letter. You must name something starting with that letter. For example, name something that is flat, starting with the letter R. It could be a word or a sentence, but it must start with the letter R. I'm excited to have you back. Javier, no Google. That's funny. Hey, John, welcome back. James M. with roof. Some roofs are flat. I will give you that. Some roofs are flat. James M., welcome to the scoreboard. And as a former champion, you are entered in as pink. We have many players in tonight. This is getting fun. This is getting chaotic. Some of these answers can be really goofy. All right. Railroad rocks. Yeah. Ream of paper. Yep. Rug. These are all good answers. These are all good answers. Hockey Rahu. We are actually playing a game right now that I have made just for the stream, and I'm kind of working it out with you guys. And you guys even helped me name it, going back and forth, called Justifiable Thoughts, and it's where I give you guys a category, and the first person to give me a justifiable word or sentence starting with whatever letter I choose gets a point on the scoreboard. Name, for example, yeah, so right now we're playing Justifiable Thoughts. Name something that expires, starting with the letter A. Apples do. That is a point for Paki Rahu. Name a food that comes in a can, starting with the letter C. Name a food that comes in a can, starting with the letter C. Corn. That's a point for Mr. Random. Mr. Random. You're already on the scoreboard. There's your second point. Paki Rahu. By the way, you just got that. The second point you just got put you in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. Congratulations. Congratulations. Name an event somebody would take a picture at. Name an event pictures are taken at, starting with the letter B. Name an event pictures are taken at. Birthday. Yes, birthday parties, birthday whatevers. Birthday would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Lord Ajax, welcome to the scoreboard. And as a former champion, you are entered in as pink. Moving on to another round of Justifiable Thoughts. Name something fast, starting with the letter S. Name something fast, starting with the letter S. Sport car from Point for Lord Ajax. Snake. Oh, snakes are fast as a close second. Bombs can also be very fast. Name something you would hate to be chasing you in the woods in the middle of the night, starting with the letter B. Bear. All right, Mike Tones, we'll be back. I hope to see you back. I would agree, Bear. Barney. All right, I would hate if Barney was chasing me. I'm giving the point to Bear, Lord Ajax. You got it. Barney, yeah, I would hate that, especially because he's not real. So that means somebody's in the woods just in a Barney costume chasing people. That would not be fun. Lord Ajax said Bear first. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you would find on television, starting with the letter F. Johnny Biz, you said bear. You did say bear, Johnny, but you were the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 comment. 8th comment. James, if I heard Barney in the Wood, I would also be gone. Friends. That is true. Friends, whether there's a show or just Friends, that is a point for Javier. Name something you cut, starting with the letter U. Name something you cut, starting with the letter U. You don't cut a utility knife, you cut with a utility knife. So I'm not going to take that one. Name something you cut, starting with the letter U. This is going to be a tricky one. That's a tricky one, huh? An onion. Wait, no, an onion does not start with a U. Oh, a union. I was going to give it to you for onion. But then I realized you said union. Can you cut a union? I'll give it to umbrella because you can cut an umbrella. I'll give it because I don't know how you would cut a union. So I'm going to give it to umbrella. You could cut. That's just us. Who would cut an umbrella? Yeah, you wouldn't cut an umbrella on purpose. Yeah, so I'm going to go again. Yeah, Lord Ajax upside down cake. I'm going to give it to you. I was thinking just because you can cut it doesn't mean you should cut it. That U is hard. U is tricky. We're going to try that again. Name something you would cut starting with the letter P. Have a good one, Johnny. Name something you would cut starting with the letter P. Yeah, cut with scissors or with a knife. C-U-T. You would cut a pie. Another point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. I don't like that one. Name something you would hate to catch if it was thrown at you, starting with the letter H. a hedgehog, a hot dog, yeah, okay, I'll give it to hedgehog, hot dog, hockey, net. Oh my God, horn. Yeah, I would hate. The only thing I would not hate out of what all of you guys said, I wouldn't hate if somebody threw a honey bun at me. I mean, if you throw a honey bun at me, I'll eat it. I'm gonna give it to hedgehog was first. A hot dog. Okay. I would hate a hot dog because that'd be messy as heck, and I don't think I'd still be able to eat it. Where like a honey bun's in a wrapper, I could just pick that up and eat it. Javier, where are you, Javier? Where we go? 8 points. All right, we'll do a couple more rounds, then we're gonna move on to another game. Name a sport term starting with the letter P. A sport term starting with the letter P. I'm definitely going to have to Google for this one. Penalty. Didn't have to Google for that one. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Peanut butter was said second, but I wouldn't say it was a close second. Lord Ajax, you're going to get the point. Peanut butter was the first thing that came to your mind. I don't think I would have been able to answer it. I wouldn't have been able to answer that. All right, we're going to do one more round. Name a fictional character starting with the letter C. Name a fictional character starting with the letter C. Casper. Give it to you, Javier. All right, we're going to move on to another game. What game do you guys want to play? First person to answer. That's the game we will play. First person to say what game next. That is not this game. Tribond it is. All right, Tribond is where I give you guys 3 things. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Flipper, Dan Marino, Larry Kasanka. What? Okay. Good luck. Wow. How do you guys... What? I've never... It's Dolphins. This one. Okay. How? Mr. Random, I'm on the same with that one. I had no clue. When I turned it over and I saw it was Dolphins, I'm like, that's a point for Lord Ajax. Are these like famous dolphins? Are they types of dolphins? I could see Flipper being a type of dolphin, but Ace Ventura. That's, hey, Barinator, welcome back. Yeah, I did not know that one. Right, moving on to another round of Tribond. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Astro, Pluto, Lassie. Oh, Dovid, that makes sense. Oh, okay. Flipper was a Dolphin TV show. Dan Marino was a very famous quarterback for the Dolphins. Oh, wow. That's cool. See, I'm learning. Dogs is correct. First person to say dogs would be Lord Ajax. We have about 11 minutes to the break. Moving on to another round of Tribond. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. The Earth and Apple, a nuclear reactor. The Earth in Apple, a nuclear reactor. Core would be correct. They all have cores. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Hey, Default, welcome back. Welcome back. We're playing Tribond right now. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Water, double, bunk. Default, you just missed the new game we added, but we might get back to it a little bit. Water, double, bunk. First person to tell me. Bed would be correct. That is a point for Javier. You're at 10. Good to see you back, default. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on this scoreboard. Diamond, stunt, box. Diamond, stunt, box. It is not baseball. It's not jewelry. It's not plate. It is kind of a type of toy in a sense. It's one of the... It's a toy that can get very, very far away from you. But you can still play it. And you're still connected to it. And in fact, if you let go, you'll probably never see it again. Diamond, stunt, box, kite would be correct. I was going to say it could get the farthest away from you, but there's remote control things that can get a lot further. All right, that is a point for Jovid. Jovid, welcome to this scoreboard. And as a former champion, you are entered in as pink. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Blueberry, pumpkin, coconut cream. Blueberry, pumpkin, coconut cream. Pie would be correct. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Puma, Catamount, Panther. Puma, Catamount, Panther. Cat would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. You're at 10. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Cupid, Vixen, Blitzen. Cupid, Vixen, Blitzen. Oh, Vixen, Blitzen. That was a little bit of a tongue twister on the last two. Reindeer would be correct, apparently. There are Santa's reindeers. Javier, you're going to get that point. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Box, C, snapping. First person to tell me what box, C, snapping have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Turtle would be correct. That's the point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have dinosaurs, lizards, and gecko. Reptiles is correct. Reptiles is correct. That's a point for Dovid. Dovid, you're at 2 points. You guys had good guesses. We're going to move on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have a tennis game, a basketball game, a trial. A tennis game, a basketball game, a trial. Court would be correct. They take place in or on courts. That is a point for James M. I'm going to double check. Yep. James, you are at 2. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point in on the scoreboard. Kenya, Libya, Zambia, my bad. Kenya, Libya, Zambia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the second one correct either, though. Africa. There are countries in Africa. That's a point for Lord Ajax. You're at 11. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Turtles, chickens, spiders. Turtles, chickens, spiders. Egg would be correct. They all hatch from or lay eggs. Javier, you're going to get the point for that. Nope, no clue. Web. Yeah. There's a point for Javier. You are at 14. Moving on to another point or another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Blackjack, roulette, the lottery. First person to tell me what these three things have in common. Blackjack, roulette, the lottery. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Gambling was the correct one. Hey, Legal Toast, welcome back. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Tribon. Welcome back, Legal Toast. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Punk, Teak, Balsa. First person to tell me what Punk, Teak, Balsa have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Wood is correct. There are types of wood. That is a point for Lord Ajax. You're at 12. That's a point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have flapjack, buckwheat cake, griddle cake. Flapjack, buckwheat cake, griddle cake. Pancakes is correct. I'm glad you got that. That was a mouthful. There are terms for pancakes. There's a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Europe is correct. They are countries in Europe. That is a point for Javier. All right, guys, we're going to start the official halftime break. This is where I put 5 minutes on the clock at the start of the gong. I will start the 5 minutes at the start of the air horn. It'll be over. I also do have affiliate links for all the games that you guys are playing on here, except for the games that I've made because they're not published yet. But if you guys are interested, that's another way you can support the channel. When you guys hear the sound of the gong, the 5 minutes have started. I do bring a stopwatch on me. And when you hear the sound of the air horn, that means it's over. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the break right now. Hey, it's Shannon. I host the games and keep score while you play them by commenting. If you would like to support the channel and enter the Hall of Supporters, my Cash App is Shannon1742. My PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. These should be pinned in the comments. If you are interested in any of the games played on this show or the props used, I have affiliate links in the description. I earn a commission for each product bought at no extra cost to you. Another way you could show support is by purchasing my book, Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games. This is a book on learning the rules for 52 solitaire-type card games with various levels of difficulties, chance, and skill. I wrote detailed instructions for new and experienced players to be able to learn these games, along with setup pictures for examples. Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games is available on Amazon as a paperback book and on the Kindle store. It is also enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. We have a minute left in the break. Who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight? The three key principles for this game show: we want to be fair, we want to have fun, and we want to be friendly. I personally want to thank this community and everyone in the Hall of Fame for helping develop this positive game show experience. Okay, awesome, perfect, there we go. Oops. All right, let's continue on. Let's continue on. We have about 55 minutes until the winner is announced. I'll give it a couple minutes. Go ahead and kick it back off with Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess the balloon that I'm making within 2 guesses will get points on the scoreboard. Oh, wow, the body did not go good on that one. Oh, man, it is not a bear. It is a dog. Wow. That's rough. That was rough. Lord Ajax, you're going to get the point. That's a rough dog. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. Give people time to get back from the break. Rough. That was rough. That was not on purpose. That was an accident. Accidental pun. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I'm making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. First person to correctly guess what I made will get a point on the scoreboard. It is a dog again. I wanted a redemption, and sometimes I like to do 2 in a row to throw you guys off. That was an easy one. All right, one more. With a body. A dog with a body. Yes, it was a major improvement from the first dog. Moving on, one more round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess this balloon will get a point on the scoreboard. You only have 2 guesses. We're going to try that again. The first person to correctly guess the balloon that I'm making within 2 guesses. I won't count flat. You can still have 2 guesses. First person to correctly guess what I'm making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. First person to correctly guess what I have made will get a point on the scoreboard. Within 2 guesses. 2 dogs. It is not 2 dogs. I assume you mean camel. If you mean camel, that is correct. So you get a point. Lord Ajax. All right, we are going to move on to password. The first person to correctly guess my 1-word password based off the clues and the hints that I give will get a point on this scoreboard. I was so organized with these cards on which one I have already done and which ones I have not, and then I dropped them. And my apologies for the slow flow. Moving on to password. The first person to correctly guess my 1-word password based off the clues and hints that I give without typos, capitalization does not matter, will get a point on the scoreboard. This is the hole you breathe through. You have 2 of them. Oh. On your nose. Should add that. Nostril is correct. That is a point for Javier. I'm going to go ahead and read the scores real quick. We're a couple minutes back from break. Amongst the champions, Mike Tones, 9. Javier, 18. Mr. Random, 2. James M, 2. Lord Ajax, 15. Dovid, 2. Amongst the 2 people competing to enter the Hall of Champions, Stephen Knight, 1. Paki Rahu, 2. If Paki Rahu enters the Hall of Champions, and he's not even here, he will officially be the person to enter with the least amount of points. However, still have 50 minutes before it's decided. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correct, I guess, my one-word password, based off the clues and the hints that I give, will get a point on the scoreboard. Yeah, he currently, Paki Rahu only has 2. It's not over yet, but moving on to password. This is kind of a type of hobby, or this is a word for when you have many of one thing. For example, you could have a sports card blank, or a coin blank, or a stamp blank. Collection is correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correct, I guess, my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. This is another word for currency. Everybody needs to make it. You use this to purchase everything. This is what you go to work for. Money would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correct, I guess, my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. You have vertical and blank. The blank is when you're looking, let's say you're looking at the ocean, where the ocean meets the sky. It's called the blank. You can have your phone in... Oh. Okay. It was horizon, and I do realize I said vertical or horizontal. However, thankfully, Lord Ajax said them both first, so that just makes it easy, and I can give him the point. I realized I messed up. I realized I messed that up. However, Lord Ajax said them both first, so I'm gonna. That's an easy. That's an easy one. I do realize I messed that up, though. My bad. Yeah, cool. Ocean part helped. All right, moving on to another round of password. Yeah, it did work out. It definitely worked out easy that way. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. What is it called when you put air into something? This won't take air. Wow. But normally, what is it called? I need to blank my inflate is correct. Wow, look at that. Oh, it's got a hole right there. All right. That is a point for Lord Ajax. You're at 19 points. 19 points. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correct, I guess, my one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. That was difficult. I couldn't get a drop of air in there. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. If you were to spin around in a circle a lot, you would get blank. If you get hit in the head, you could also get blank. Roller coasters make people very dizzy is correct. That is point for Javier. Oh, wrong marker. Javier, you're at 19 points. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correct, I guess, my one-word password to get a point to the point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. Wolves will blank at the moon. If you do this with a dog, you could also get it to do it back. It's not quite a bark. Howl is correct. That is another point for Lord Ajax. Lord Ajax, you're at 20 points. Baronator, I feel that. I'm also pretty tired. I'm glad this is the last stream because I'm getting really tired. I've been waking up early, but still staying up late. Moving on to another round of. Actually, we're gonna move on to Tribon. Moving on to Tribon, the first person to tell me what these three things have in common. We'll go to points on this scoreboard. Oh, we already did that one. The first person to tell me what nickel, silver, and tin have in common. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Baronator, why don't you go to bed? Metals is correct. Baronator, never mind. Welcome to the scoreboard. Welcome to the scoreboard, Baronator, and as a former champion, you are entered in as pink. Never, not till the stream is over. I feel like you could have gone to bed right then, and then you got a point, and you're like, in it to win it. Moving on to another round of Password, the first person. Did I quit caffeine? No. If I quit caffeine, I wouldn't be tired right now, ironically. I don't even know why I drink it. It just makes me more tired. I have so much more energy when I don't drink caffeine. I'm just trying to time it right because I have a lot of things going on in my days right now because I'm moving soon. And I know I'm going to have a major headache for a day or two. But typically when I quit caffeine, especially when I'm working out as well, oh man, I'm just go, go, go all day. And I've learned that if I'm tired and I work out, I get pretty pumped up and I'm back up. Yeah, stopping's hard. Stopping's hard. I started so long ago. It's I'll easily admit that I'm addicted to caffeine. I can easily admit that. And it's also, we'll move on in 1 second. It's also, if you've been drinking caffeine for so long, like I think I've been drinking it since I was in middle school, so well over a decade ago, the longer you've been using caffeine, when you finally are done, it can take some people a few days, some people a few weeks, some people a couple months before they get their normal levels of like their baseline level of energy back. And it's different per person. But I'm telling you, I've quit caffeine for 6 months before and 4 months before, and wow, I wish I never started again. I truly do. I'm burning out like a fire. Caffeine is running out. I'm gonna get some more. All right, moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on this scoreboard. We have Real, Twist, Cha-Cha. Real, Twist, Cha-Cha. Slide. Dance would be correct. That is a point for Baronator. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have a referee, a train, a teapot. Referee, a train, and a teapot. Whistle would be correct. They have whistles. That is a point for Javier. Don't worry, Baronator. As much as I really like the games that are played on here, I don't think I'd be doing very good at a lot of them, to be honest. Like I've created a lot of games. I'm creating games similar to this, but I actually really like to create strategy games as well. These are really fun though. I'm not gonna lie, it's more fun than I get to see the answer though. I definitely like being on this side of these games a lot more than I would like playing them. So I'm glad you guys like playing them. Teapot, yeah, Teapot was a tricky one on that one. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Telephone, barbed, copper. Glad you guys think it's fun. Telephone, barbed, copper. Wire is correct. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have a wire-haired terrier, a giant schnauzer, a Siberian husky. Wow, I didn't know schnauzers got that big. I guess that's why it's called a giant schnauzer. Dog is correct. Hey, Plastic Fantastic. Welcome back. Oh, what? A giant schnauzer. I just had to Google it. Plastic Fantastic. Welcome back. Welcome back. And welcome to the scoreboard. All right, continuing on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have belly, break, ballet. Hey, we went up one. Belly, break, ballet. First person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Dance would be correct. They're types of dances or dancers. There's another point for Plastic Fantastic. Plastic Fantastic, you're currently tied with Paki Rahu for entering the Hall of Champions. We have about 38 minutes left. What's up, John Joe Bohan? Moving on to another. I'll come to the UK one day. I really like to travel. Moving on to another round. Yeah, Plastic Fantastic. If you get one more point, you are letter B. You are in the. If you get one more point, you'll be in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Hoagie Submarine Grinder. Hoagie Submarine Grinder. Sandwich would be correct. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have incisor, canine, molar. Incisor, canine, molar. Teeth is correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. All right, first person to tell me what game to play next, we will play that game. First person to call out the next game, we will play it. That is different from Tribond. The one I made with letters. All right. New game. All right. We're going to play Justifiable Thoughts. That's okay. Lord Ajax, I just had to also look up what I named it just now because I also forgot what I named it, which happens. Moving on to Justifiable Thoughts. Name a fictional character starting with the letter D. Name a fictional character starting with the letter D. Oh, Baronator, I'm sorry. Your girlfriend's also going to hate me as well, and I'm so sorry. Donald Duck. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Plastic, you're a close second with Dracula. You're a close second. Justifiable thoughts. Good, Baronator. That sounds healthy. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. The first person to name something that has a letter on it, starting with the letter D. So, for example, mailbox, however, you can't use that because it doesn't start with the letter D. Name something that has a letter on it. Starting with the letter D, that's a tricky one. Drum, perfect. That is a point for Javier. Oh, I'm tired. We're going to move on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you would hate to find in your hotel room after check-in, starting with the letter L. Lice, great answer. Point for Lord Ajax. Plastic, fantastic. Your name's really funny and I like it. You're a close second. You're at 23. BRB. Let GTG. I think he said let gotta go. Name something you would hate to happen on a cruise ship, starting with the letter T. It can be a word or a sentence, but it must start with the letter T. Javier, I will give it to you for Titanic. I would hate the same thing to happen to me as that happened to the Titanic. Mike Tones, welcome back. Tsunami was a close second. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you pick, starting with the letter S. Name something you pick, starting with the letter S. You pick a switch. I'd agree with that, Mike. There's a point for Mike Tones. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. The first person. Strawberry was came to my mind, Lord Ajax, when I thought it. First person to name an item that can be found in a bedroom, starting with the letter P. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Your company just left. You're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Phone. Mike Tones. You definitely find a phone. Pillow came to my mind, but you got phone first. Followed by Lord Ajax second and Plastic Fantastic third with pillow. Mike Tones, you're at 11. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. First person to name something that's fried, starting with the letter L. Name something that's fried, starting with the letter L. Lard. I will give it to you, Javier. Name a frozen food starting with the letter H. Hamburger is correct. Do you fry lard or do you fry in lard? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't fry food. I really don't know. Thought you were going to get the point for a hamburger. I'll let somebody else. You asked a good question. I'll let somebody else answer it and take the point away if necessary. I don't fry things. I'll Google it. You can use it for frying. You do use it for frying, but you do not fry it itself. All right, I'm going to take the point away from Javier, and that's fair. You use it for frying, but you don't fry it itself. All right. A log. So the next answer on the previous one was a log. Mike, I don't think you would fry a log. Limes. Can you fry a lime? Guys, you guys have the funniest answers. This is... It's called Justifiable Thoughts. You can fry on a log, I just Googled. Can you fry a lime? I mean, you could fry a lime, but does anybody fry a lime? Yes, you can fry limes. Okay, I don't eat limes. Salsa lime. Log sounds pretty tasty. Log does not. I'm not biting a tree, especially a hot tree. All right, I'm going to give it to lime. That's a point for Lord Ajax. Transferred from Javier. All right, moving on to another round of Justifiable Thoughts. Name a fruit starting with the letter G. I don't know why I keep throwing it. I got to keep grabbing it after I throw it. Oh, KFC Red Fire Log. What is this? What is the KFC limited edition fire starter log? What? What is it, fried, Mike? What is this? Dude, what is this? What am I staring at? This has got to be the coolest, goofiest thing. What is this? Do you eat it or you start? No, you start a fire with it? Okay, but is it fried? No, Mike Tones is talking about the previous one with lime, log, and lard. It smells like fried chicken. What? Hey, Emma, I don't know. Welcome back. Real quick, points got to go to Lord Ajax for grape. Can somebody else confirm potato log? KFC scented wood is wild. Give me a second. We're checking in on potato log. What is going on here? Bro, is that just a French fry? What am I looking at? Potato logs? Like, you're fighting so hard and I'm learning about so many goofy things. Is this just a French fry? Are you just calling a French fry a log of a potato? This is awesome. I love this game. What is this? Crunchy potato logs recipe. All right, I'm giving it to you, Mike. I'm giving fried mozzarella logs. Oh my God, Mike, you getting it? I'm so sorry, Ajax. I gotta take your point away, guys. We've transferred this final point so many dang times. Oh my God, Mike, you fought for the log, and I just learned that there's a KFC fried chicken scented log on the. I love mindful discovery. We're all learning. I don't know what I just discovered, but hey, Emma, welcome back. We're playing a new game. It's called Justifiable Thoughts. Oh, Lord Ajax, you have a point, actually. Lord Ajax, you have a point. Potato log starts with a P, not L. Ooh. Ooh, no. It has to start with an L. Hold on. Guys. We have a major discrepancy. All right. You've been out for a minute. You got to fight for that point. I'm sorry, but Lord Ajax made a really good point. Potato log starts with a P, not an L. And KFC fried log starts with a K. A log nonetheless. But it has to start on log nonetheless. Oh my god. Yeah, but it's oh my god. But it doesn't start with, you would just type a log. Run for it. Oh my god. No, Mike. Lord Ajax, I think you just got your point back because a potato log does start with a P. KFC chicken fried scented log starts with a K. My god, you guys. Sorry, Mike. You're losing it. There's no eraser on that marker. I gotta give it back to Lord Ajax. All right, guys, that's final. We are moving on to the next round. Lord Ajax, you fought back for the point. Mike, you sure fought for that point. Man, I discovered some goofy stuff, dude. I need to buy one of those logs next time I go camping. Oh no, you're in Iron Mike mode now. Oh man, I gotta buy one of those logs for when I go camping. All right, moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. That was one of the best back and forths. That was so goofy. That was great. I love it. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something in a garden starting with the letter G. It can be a word or a sentence. Name something in a garden. A gnome, a garden gnome. That's a great answer. That's a point for Javier. Green beans would have been great too. We had grape and gnome and barrenator, a garden inside of a garden. This is Gardenception. Emma, welcome back. All right, moving on to another round of... It's going to be fun. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something a kid would dress up as on Halloween, starting with the letter C. Name something a kid would dress up as on Halloween, starting with the letter C. We have Chucky. Oh, wait. We have Cat first. I saw Ghost between Cat and Chucky and just thought that was the previous one. Yep, Cat. I'm going to give it to Cat. I've definitely... Mike, you got that. Iron Mike. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Plastic Fantastic, you need one more point to secure your spot on the Hall of Champions. So currently, well, hold on, I can't say secure, to be in the lead. It's not determined for another 22 minutes. We only have 3 people competing currently for the Hall of Champions, and 2 of them aren't here. Stephen Knight at 1, which you guys remember what happened to Hockey Rahu at 2, and Plastic Fantastic at 2. So Emma, welcome. You could also potentially enter, but it's not officially determined for another 21 minutes. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something that would ruin a party if it was brought. Name something you could bring to a party to ruin the party, starting with the letter C. A cow. Okay. I'm going to give it to cow. Because I was thinking I was thinking, yeah, cop is probably the best answer. Cop is definitely the best answer. I'm like, how would you ruin a cow? I'm like, well, you could eat the cow. Then I'm like, yeah, but if it's alive, that could be a fun party. But man, there's so many ways that could ruin it. Like if it just went on the floor. Imagine if you brought a cow to a party, but then it died at the party. That would definitely ruin the party. I definitely don't want cow dung at my party either. Yeah, cop definitely makes the most sense, but cow would definitely ruin it. That is a point for Mike Tones. Lord Ajax, you were close second on the cow. I'll admit, though, Emma had the best answer, I think, on that one. That cow would make it interesting, but I could definitely see it. I would definitely could see it ruining a party. Name something you would hate to find in your ice cream, starting with the letter B. Bugs would be correct. That would be Baronator first. Emma, you were a close second. Baronator, you got 3 points. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something that comes with instructions starting with the letter R. Something that comes with instructions starting with the letter R. Robots do come with instructions. Point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something made of plastic starting with the letter D. Something made of plastic starting with the letter D would be dog toy. I'll give a point for you. Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something useful that you would not be able to use if it was made out of chocolate, starting with the letter W. Name something useful that you would not be able to use if it was made out of chocolate. If water was made out of chocolate, wipers, walkie-talkies, windshield wipers. All right. Water is useful. Now, you know what? I was thinking, like, if it was made out of chocolate, you could still use it. You could still drink it. However, you wouldn't be able to water your crops with it. And you probably... There's a lot of things you... Yeah, okay. I'll give it to you for that one, Mike. I'll give it to you for that one. Wipers is funny. Walkie-talkies is... Be very difficult to take a shower. You could take a shower. You just probably would not be able to get clean. I would also love chocolate water. Yoo-hoo is chocolate water. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, yeah, imagine that. You're going to take a shower and it's just Yoo-hoo coming out? No. All All right, Mike, you get the point for water. Very justified. Moving on to another. What would you hate to have to box professionally, starting with the letter S that's not a human? What would you hate to have to box that's not a human, starting with the letter S? Snake. Yeah, Lord, I also changed my mind that chocolate water was a bad idea. Toilet water would be chocolate. Ah. Snake. I will give it to Snake for Lord. Ajax. Emma, you were a close second. Plastic, you were a close third. We have about 14 minutes. I think we're gonna move on to Family Feud. We'll play just one quick round of Family Feud. That one's a hard game to do 2 rounds in a row of. Where did my Family Feud ones go? There we go. Moving on. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Oh, you guys want Blurt? We'll do Blurt. We'll do Blurt after this. People box snakes all the time. Mike, you would definitely box a snake. Look, Mike, we're just not Iron Mike, all right? Look, you're Iron Mike. Maybe you want to box a snake, you go box a snake. But have you ever seen those snakes that are like dozens and dozens of feet long? You'd throw what? Yeah, a garden snake, exactly. Snake boxing is the style of kung fu. No, man, you've seen those big snakes in the Amazon? They're dozens and dozens of feet long. Like, snake is justifiable that you wouldn't want to box it. Look, you don't gotta unjustify that one for me and most people. Like a cobra, like anything, dude. I'm good. There's some snakes I'd box. I'd box any snake if it was dead, but I'm not boxing a. Oh, you thought I meant put in a box as you're mailing something? But you still said snake? Wait, what did I ask again? Oh, what would you hate to have to box that's not a human? Oh my God. Okay, wow. You guys both said snake. Oh my God. Baronator, you said Shrek thinking what? Oh my God. Dude, that's hilarious. What would you hate to put in a box that's not a human? Oh my God, we're gonna do that one next. Hold on, and then we're gonna move on to. Then we're gonna move on. Well, we have a couple of requests. We're gonna do one round of. Or we're gonna do one more round of justifiable thoughts, a round of Family Feud, a couple rounds of Blurt, and then we'll do some password. All right. We're going to do one more round of justifiable thoughts. What would you hate to put in a box that's not a human, starting with the letter T? What would you hate to put in a box that's not a human, starting with the letter T? Okay, that was a fun one. A train? A turtle? Oh my God. A train is not a human, and I would hate to try to put a train in a box. Said turtle, I agree. I don't know. Look, I'm even thinking of like those toy trains and like getting those back in. I would agree with turtle. I would not toes anything living. But like I would totally give it to train, because like you ever try to put a train back in like a train box and stuff, that can be annoying. Or like think of a big train you're trying to put it in a box. That could be annoying if you got to grab a crane and put a big train in like a, whatever those big boxes are called. I can't remember. They're made out of metal. I would hate to have to put a train in a box. I'll give it to you. Plastic Fantastic. Oh, wow. Plastic Fantastic. You're currently in the lead for International Hall of Champions, but that's not decided for another 15 minutes. Moving on. You drive a train in real life? That is awesome. My favorite mode of transportation is passenger trains. I love to take a passenger train across the country. It's my absolute. I've done it quite a few times. It's my favorite way of traveling. That is awesome. Justifiable imagination. Yeah. Justifiable imagination. Moving on to a round of Family Feud. Up to 6 points can be handed out to the players. Name a disadvantage of owning a pet. You're allowed as many comments as you want. One guess per comment. Name a disadvantage of owning a pet. Got to think outside the box to put it in the box. All right. We're going to stop it there. Only accept the answers above when I said done. Name a disadvantage of owning a pet. Emma said poop. Cleaning up is on here. Welcome to the scoreboard, Emma. All right. Dirty. Grooming it is on here. There's a point for Lord Ajax. It's getting hot. Vacations. That says less freedom. That's a point for Javier. P. I already gave the point for cleaning up. Smelly. Point for Lord Ajax. Expensive. It's not on here, but I would agree. Hair. Already gave the point to cleaning up and grooming it. Destruction is already given out for cleaning up. Hair, giving out money. Nope. Loud. Nope. All right, those are the points. We're going to move on to a couple rounds of blurt. Blurt is where I give the dictionary definition for... Oh, this is quite literally, yeah. We're going to move on to a few rounds of blurt. Blurt is where I give the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a structure for housing a swarm of bees. The second definition, a series of pictures or thoughts that a person has during sleep. Hive would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Dream is correct. That is another point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, time that is yet to come. The second definition, a sticky black powder produced when wood, coal, or oil is burned. You typically see this on the inside of a chimney. Future is correct. That is a point for Javier. Suit is correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed up to the players. The first definition, a large animal that has hooves, a long mane and tail, and is used for riding or for pulling heavy loads. The second definition, a musical instrument that has 4 strings and is played with a bow. Horse would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Plastic Fantastic was a close second. A musical instrument that has 4 strings and is played with a bow. Violin would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Lord Ajax here at 35 points. Moving on to another round of blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Then we're going to switch it up. The first definition, having hair that is dark brown in color. The second definition, small drops of water that condense from the air and collect on a surface, usually during the night. First definition repeated. Brunette is correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Second definition repeated. Do is correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. And as per requested, we will move on to a sheet of passwords. Password is where I give you guys clues to my one-word password. First person to correctly guess it without any typos is going to point on the scoreboard. Somebody who does not have a lot of body fat is called this. It's the opposite of fat. Skinny would be correct. That is a point for Lord Ajax. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password without any typos will get a point on the scoreboard. Some people have this in their backyard. It's kind of like a small farm, and it's where you grow fruits and vegetables. Garden would be correct. That is a point for Emma. Hey, Caesar, welcome back. Welcome back. We have about 4 minutes left in the show. Emma, you're at 2 points. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password, I got a point on the scoreboard. You may not have typos. Capitalization does not matter. When you're going on vacation, you have to blank your things into bags. When you're putting something away in a box, you have to blank it back into the box. Pack would be correct. That is a point for Emma. No problem, Caesar. I should be doing 2 shows tomorrow. Emma and Plastic Fantastic. You guys are both tied for entering Hall of Champions. We have a little over 3 minutes left. Hey, Baronator, have a good one. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess this one-word password will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. This is a type of martial arts. It's more of a defense martial arts. Well, there's still a little bit of grappling in it as well. There's still a little bit of grappling in it. Yeah, it's this is actually a really bad way to describe it. Wow, I realize that now I don't know much about this martial art. I'm gonna go 10 seconds on the clock and nobody gets it because I actually don't. It is not Taekwondo, Jiu-Jitsu, Kung Fu, Karate, Kung Fu, or Karate. Sorry, I realized that was a bad one. I'm going to go ahead and say done. It was Judo. I realize I don't know much about Judo. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to tell me what my one-word password is will get a point on the scoreboard. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. This is a type of pancake you can make in the morning, usually with a little iron that folds. It's got a lot of squares on it to hold the syrup. It's pretty much the same thing. Waffle is correct. Point for Javier. Where are you, Javier? Remember, this is the only game where you don't have typos. Moving on to another round of password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password based off the clues and the hints that I give will get a point on the scoreboard. This is something used as a centerpiece on a table where you would put flowers in it. It's usually glass, oftentimes see-through. Vase would be correct. Oh my god. Oh my god. Emma, you were first. Plastic Fantastic, you were a close second. We still have a minute left. We're going to keep going. Emma, you're currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. Moving on to another round of password. Typos are not allowed. Capitalization does not matter. What is it called when you wake up in the morning and you see water all over, and it didn't rain? You see little water droplets all over your lawn. I've never seen something down to the wires so much. It's not over till it's over. It was 2. That is correct. That is a point for Plastic Fantastic tied again. You're both at 4 points. We have 20 seconds left. Moving on to another round of password. The first person corrects guess my one-word password based off the clues and the hints that I give will get a point on the scoreboard. This is the last round unless there's a tie. This is the last round unless there's a tie. Oh, that was a really bad card. Damn, I've already done that. So the last round, unless there's a tie. Last round of the game. We're on to another round of password where you guys have to guess my one-word password. The first person to correctly guess my one-word password without any typos. Capitalization does not matter. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. This is what something is called when you don't see it often. It's kind of the opposite of common. This is also a way you can cook steak. Some people like it like this. Most people don't. It's very bloody when you cook it this way. Rare would be correct. That is a point for Plastic Fantastic. Right down to the wire. Plastic Fantastic. You just took the lead. We're out of time. Emma, you need to come back another night because you're going to be able to get into the Hall of Champions. That was, wow. That was the most down to the wire I have seen it in a couple weeks. That was great. Plastic Fantastic and Emma. Man, that was awesome. That was awesome. Good job to the both of you because you guys both had it down to the wire. We're going to go ahead and announce, though, the scores. We have Mike Tones, 19, Javier, 28, Mr. Random, 2, James M, 2, David, 2, Baronator, 3, Lord Ajax, 38. Now, amongst everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions, we have Stephen Knight, 1, Paki Rahu, 2, coming in a close second, Emma, 4. And now coming in first place right down to the wire with 5 points. Last question of the night, the new champion. Plastic Fantastic. Congratulations. Emma, I hope to see you back another time fighting for the title of champion. Hey, Caesar, thank you. I hope to see you back another one, too. Thank you, Caesar. Hope to see you back. No, Lord Ajax, our current high score is 82 by Javier. Goat man. Takes a bow, sheds a tear. I'd like to thank my parents. Hey, Ethan Clow, we just got to the end of this show, and this is the last show of the night. I'll be doing 2 more tomorrow. If you check my community post on the, tomorrow when I figure it out, I will let you guys know what my times will be for tomorrow. I'm in Central Time. Hey, just for fun fishing, you just missed it. Down to the wire. Plastic Fantastic and Emma were tied with 4 points. Last question. Plastic Fantastic had gotten it. It was back and forth for the last several minutes. Hey, there's no reason to be sorry. Ethan Clow, I do try to stream at least 6 days a week, multiple times a day. Just for fun fishing, I hope your live stream went well. Yeah, Ethan Clow, I do try to stream multiple times a day, many days of the week, most days of the week. I do make a community post about the times, usually. Sometimes I like to leave my days fluid on certain days when I have really important things to do, especially I'm in the middle of a move. So I'm fluid on some of my days. Like yesterday, I just had to hop on when I had a meeting with somebody for like 5 hours, and I just had to hop on when I was done. Yeah, Baronator told us he was hopping back and forth between both of your guys' streams. Or your stream and my stream. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was cool. Guys, that was great. Is this the stream you do battleships or not? I haven't done battleship. I think I did a battleship earlier today, maybe even yesterday. You were playing a game with your viewers fishing. I inspired you. Awesome, just for fun fishing, dude. That is so cool. Awesome, dude. I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds so cool. That is really cool. Cool. Yeah, somebody had said a couple weeks ago that this was gonna be trend setting, and I'm very excited about that. Oh, you're in Scotland. Plastic Fantastic. Have a good one. Congratulations on joining the Hall of Champions. Ethan, I do battleships sometimes. Fireworks are at the end. We're at the end right now. We're at the end of the stream. Hey, just for fun fishing, Mom, we're at the end of the stream right now. We are at the end. There's a close fight right down to the wire, right down to the last second. Love from Hawaii. Awesome, Ethan Chloe. I hope to see you another night. Check my community posts. Oh, thanks for just for fun fishing. Keep working on it. You know, you can just have fun with your streamers. It's a fun way to engage with them. You know, I mean, obviously what you're doing is different than what I'm doing. You're fishing too. You know, I'm just playing games. So you were taken fishing against your will. That's gonna happen for the rest of your life. Mike Tones, we're at the end. You missed a really epic ending. Plastic Fantastic and Emma were going back and forth last 4 minutes. They were going back and forth with the points. Back just almost asleep. Welcome back, Baronator. Just for fun fishing. If I ever happen to see you streaming and I'm not doing anything, I'll also hop in. Ooh, snap. All right, guys, this has been really, really fun. This has been such a fun ending to a stream. That was pretty cool because that right down to the wire was fun. That was good. I love when that happens. The only chance you have to win and it's over. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. If you guys like any of the games played on here, there are another way you can support the channels. There are links in the description. Oh, enjoy the beach this weekend, Mike. That sounds great. I'm just packing and getting ready to go. Oh, Javier, he's talking about because right down to the wire, they were going back and forth, back and forth. All right, guys, I got to go ahead and end the stream. I got a lot of stuff I got to keep doing. Guys, this has been super fun. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you so much for another great game night. Oh, I guess I got to pop the balloons. All right. Might as well do that on stream. I got to pop them anyway. Where's my balloon box? All right, just going to pop them right here. All right, you guys have a great night. It's been a awesome couple streams tonight. I'll be back on tomorrow for probably another 2, maybe more. We'll see. You guys stay safe. Have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow.